We are coming on the air with breaking news right now.
Charlie
Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
A man is shot on stage, in front of cameras, crowds, and millions watching online. Within minutes, social media erupts. Some mourned, others celebrated. When news broke that Charlie Kirk had been assassinated, America didn't come together in grief. It fractured, instantly, along the same ideological fault lines he'd spent years drawing. His death didn't just end a life. It revealed something about us, about how deep our divisions run, and how easily outrage turns into justification. Charlie Kirk wasn't a politician, but he built a political empire. In his early 20s, he founded Turning Point USA, a conservative youth movement that turned campus debates into viral spectacle. Kirk mastered confrontation. His prove me wrong moments filmed arguments with students, made him a celebrity on the right and a villain on the left. He stood firmly against abortion, gun control, and LGBTQ+ rights. He called Martin Luther King Jr. awful and said the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. For his followers, he was a truth teller, unafraid of woke America. For his critics, he was a provocateur, weaponizing faith, identity, and fear. In the 24 hours before his death, everything looked normal. In his final social post, he commented on the Irana Zarutska case, condemning what he called moral collapse in the justice system. It read like any other day online for him. Sharp, certain, defiant. That night, he flew to Utah, posting an airport selfie captioned, "Heading to speak truth and faith in a time that needs both." By morning, the event venue was buzzing. Supporters wearing faith over fear shirts filled aisles. Outside, protesters waved pride flags and stop hate banners. It felt tense, but familiar. Another day in America's endless culture war. But looking back, that familiarity feels almost eerie, the quiet before a story we've seen too many times. Hours later, Kirk took the stage for what would be his final debate. His opponent, a young progressive named Hunter, challenged his claim that trans shooters represented a growing trend. Hunter cited data showing how they were statistical outliers. The crowd booed. Kirk smiled. For a moment, it was just words, the kind of tension that made him famous. Then, chaos. Gunfire, screaming, panic. Kirk was hit before anyone understood what happened. Hunter later said Kirk was the only target. This wasn't random, it was political. The headlines came before the facts. News outlets scrambled, Twitter filled with fury and celebration. Fox News anchors broke down on live TV. One called him a brother in faith. Meanwhile, on social media, trending posts read, "Good riddance, he got what he preached," and karma. One man dies, 2 Americas watch, each convinced they are right. Both sides claimed moral clarity, but both were dehumanizing someone, turning a person into a symbol. When details emerged about the shooter, the story took a darker turn. Investigators found that messages were etched on the bullets, fragments of memes and slogans pulled from internet culture. Phrases that once lived in ironic corners of the web had been turned into weapons. It wasn't just political hate, it was performative violence, born from a culture where irony and ideology blur until the line between a joke and a threat disappears. Within hours, the debate over what happened had already hardened into sides. On the right, this is war. On the left, he finally got what he gave. And in between, silence, exhaustion, fear. Hunter, the last person to speak to him, said, "I disagreed with everything he stood for, but no one deserves to be shot." His words were drowned in noise. Charlie Kirk built a brand around the idea that America was at war, that guns protected freedom, and that division was proof of conviction. But in the end, he became another casualty of the same weaponized culture he helped shape. The man who fought to defend the right to bear arms, killed by someone claiming to fight tyranny. No one wins, no one learns, only the noise remains. A cycle that feeds itself again and again. We live in a time where empathy has become conditional, when tragedy is filtered through ideology, and when even death feels like debate. If we've reached a point where someone's death can feel deserved, what does that say about us? This isn't about taking sides. It's about asking whether there's still a line we won't cross. If you believe violence should never be the answer, share this story. Because change doesn't start with outrage. It starts with reflection.